AT&T Stadium, the engineering marvel hosting FIFA World Cup 2026. The stadium set to host the most matches at FIFA World Cup 2026 has a retractable roof weighing as much as 20 Boeing 737 aircraft. When construction began in 2006, the engineering team had to build a 1,500-ton roof that could open and close on a structure with no walls and no pillars. It was the world's largest stadium at the time, featuring the longest arches ever built without any support. The problem? The arches were curved at a 30 degrees angle, making it seemingly impossible to even slide, let alone open, such a massive roof. It would be like pulling the weight of 20 Boeing jets up a slope. Dozens of engineers were called in, every possible idea was tested, but all experiments failed. The solution that finally worked had been invented 150 years earlier by someone with no engineering background whatsoever. The stadium. Located in Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium spans 3 million square feet. It seats 80,000 people, and its interior volume is 3 million cubic meters, large enough to fit the entire Great Pyramid of Giza inside with thousands of seats still remaining. The Statue of Liberty, if placed inside, would not touch the roof. The features that made this possible: two 400-meter arches with 0 pillars, a 1,500-ton retractable roof, central air conditioning, 2 glass sliding doors as tall as a 12-story building. The challenge, 2006. The NFL needed a new stadium in Texas for the Dallas Cowboys. The requirement was that it not just serve 8 to 10 football games per year, but be usable year-round. Texas, known for winter storms and scorching summers, meant the stadium had to be fully enclosed with climate control. Normally, a roof requires support pillars, but pillars would obstruct audience sightlines. This was architect Brian Truby's first major challenge: design a roof with no pillars at all. And on top of that, the roof would also need to support the world's heaviest LED screen. Weighing 600,000 kilograms, bringing the total load to 2,100 tons. The solution: Gustav Eiffel's arch. The answer lay in a structure from history that the world had largely forgotten. In 1875, engineers were laying a railway line in Portugal when they reached the Douro River, 170 meters wide, 20 meters deep, with fast-moving water that made support pillars impossible. French engineer Gustave Eiffel was brought in. Eiffel designed a parabolic arch supported only at the riverbanks, no pillars needed. The secret to its strength was the small triangles built within the arch. The triangle is the only shape that, regardless of how much pressure is applied, will break before it changes shape, making it structurally ideal. This is called a truss system. AT&T Stadium adopted this exact principle, but on a massive scale: 2 arches, each 1,400 feet long, 14 feet thick, and 35 feet deep. Their weight rests on 4 concrete abutments spaced 400 meters apart, each using as much concrete as 200 standard homes. Since the arches are steel, which expands in Texas heat and could crack the concrete, expansion joints were installed between the steel and abutments, allowing the stadium to breathe. After 8 months, the pillarless roof was complete, with an iconic rectangular opening in the center, a nod to the Cowboys' old stadium. The retractable roof problem. Closing that rectangular opening with a retractable roof turned out to be far harder than expected. The roof panels, weighing 10 times more than a blue whale, had to open and close along sloped arches. Gravity would resist lifting them, and winches heavy enough for the job would add another 3,000 tons of weight. If even one panel moved at a different speed, it would throw off the truss balance, potentially catastrophically. The answer came from a 150-year-old invention by Sylvester Marsh, a meatpacking businessman and hiking enthusiast. Marsh loved climbing Mount Washington in New Hampshire, but the mountain was too steep for most tourists. In 1869, he designed the cog railway, rack and pinion railway. A rack, toothed track, runs down the center of the track, and a pinion, gear, on the train meshes with it, allowing the train to climb steep inclines without slipping. A lock on the pinion ensures the train only moves in one direction. The clicking sound you hear on roller coasters and cog railways while climbing? That's this lock. This rack and pinion system was installed on AT&T Stadium's retractable roof. The rack runs along the top of the arches, 130 motors of 7.5 horsepower each power the pinions to close the roof and act as brakes when opening. Because gear size is fixed, both panels open at perfectly equal speeds, keeping the truss balanced at all times. The roof takes 12 minutes to fully open. Air conditioning. The stadium's interior volume is 3 million cubic meters, equivalent to 75,000 standard rooms, or 3 Burj Khalifa buildings stacked together. The solution: an 11,000-ton chiller, with ducts 6 feet wide. Cold air, which is heavier, is blown from above, falls over the audience, and settles onto the field. Warm air, lighter, rises and collects above the field, where it is recycled back into the system. The LED screen. The world's largest LED screen at the time was installed at AT&T Stadium. Weight: 600,000 kilograms. Over 10 million LEDs. As tall as a 10-story building. Suspended 50 meters above the pitch. Total display surface equivalent to a 3,000 square yard plot. Visible from every corner of the stadium. The glass doors. The entrance doors are as tall as a 12-story building, made of insulated glass panels each weighing around 86,000 kilograms. They also open and close using the rack and pinion system, taking approximately 18 minutes to fully open or close. FIFA 2026 preparations. FIFA rules require matches to be played on real grass, not artificial turf. The Cowboys have set aside $300 million for this. The plan: raise the field 6 inches. Install a special drainage system beneath. Use artificial UV lights to supplement sunlight. Grow actual grass on a farm in Colorado, then transport it in refrigerated trucks close to match day. Seating capacity will also be expanded from 80,000 to 94,000. AT&T Stadium will host 9 matches at FIFA 2026, the first on June 14th, and the semi-final on July 14th. After that, the grass will be removed and the turf reinstalled.